Atlantically.
So much chatter tonight. Time to get it on screen. Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas. This is Lucasgvariety. This is Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA. Season 3, episode, I believe, 6. And we're coming to a close. It could be tonight. It could be several sessions from now. We will find out as we go. Today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. And yeah, welcome back. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all the support and the audience of 0 people. Actually, no, we have Tice. Oh, Tice the Betrayer is in the audience.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Sounds like you guys are about to be betrayed.
oh my goodness. And Ice Wizards.
sorry.
Thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate it. Please consider doing some cheer bits to donate and help us out. Not the GM, even though, yeah, but for us, the players, we need it. Anyways, send it over to the RM to kick us off.
Hello and welcome back to MACROSS, Robotech the MACROSS Saga. I am the Robotech Master Harukajunko, and welcome back everyone as we get back into this. Last time, Lucas was being tortured by the one thing that he wishes that he could be tortured by, Giant Lemon. And at the same time, Alex met
It's the life.
there's another spy aboard. Meanwhile, the captain is going to attempt negotiations with the enemy. All of these plans are horrible and everyone will probably die. But let's see how well they die and quickly. If it's a slow, agonizing one, or if we're just going to, it's going to be a quick. But at this point, I'm going to start off with Lucas.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. So Lucas, eventually you are brought out to, into a chamber of sorts once again to, talk, the same kind of chamber that you've been brought out multiple times before into, mostly to be interrogated, made fun of, that kind of thing. Sometimes you hear the other girls making fun of how bad a pilot you are and how stupid your hair is.
My hair is on point. They only wish they had hair like mine.
But Lucas, you don't have any gel.
Tice the Betrayer for 3 200s, which all go to Mike, as we knew they would. Well, thank you, and
Tice,
also
we love you,
no,
man.
no, thank you, but also thank you
Love you, Ties.
for.
Success despite opposition is more sweet than ever.
He doesn't need any help winning. It's kind of like Alien RPG. He doesn't need any help winning.
You never know. But
No.
at this point, you're led into this room, and one of the girls, specifically, at this point, it's a green-haired one that you've seen a couple of times before. She walks in.
Hey, girl.
Yep. And she walks in and she looks down at you. So I hear you wish to. We've thought on your proposal, and we would like to hear what you have to say.
My proposal. Did I give my proposal before?
I think you had started, or I think you said that you had to think on something, or had something to give to them.
Yeah, because they wanted me to do a video of me surrendering the Earth to them so they can send to Earth, which would be quickly rejected. And I mean, for being so smart, they're not very smart. Anyway, so yes. Sorry, so she was saying they're thinking on my proposal.
Yeah, and they would like to hear the full spread of it, since you hadn't given them that yet.
Speaking of... Shut your mouth, Lucas. Okay. Archie's about to say bad things on a PC or a family-friendly... I mean, actually, it's not always been family-friendly. So is she dressed like that in her sweats?
Yeah, it looks like she's been training recently, and is as such, just kind of walked in here. Probably just someone told her, "Hey."
So as the doors opened and closed, you could hear, "Call on me, call on me." It's in your imagination, but that's exactly what's going on.
Well, he's having a hard time focusing because she's dressed, I'd say scantily, but not in much clothing. What now? Spread? The what?
You said you you had previously stated before apparently that you had some terms before you would do the video.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I was looking at the sweat glistening off your body, and I was wondering how I could maybe collect some of that and keep it in a small decanter next to my bed.
She
Possibly.
just kind of looks at you with a look of sure, but she doesn't say anything. Like, it's one of those things of just like, yeah, you're weird.
This is like if you ever watched Family Matters when I was a kid. It took like 10 seasons, but Urkel eventually wore Laura down, and they became a couple. I'm just saying, Steve Urkel got the girl at the end. So much to Archie. But which one? And he's like, yes, yes. He looks. Is Alberta there in the cell with him, or was I taken
Nope,
out of there?
it's just you.
So she's been taken out,
Uh,
or have I
no,
been
like you
taken
weren't
out?
you've been taken
Okay,
out.
okay, okay. I'm sorry. All right, I'm like, all right. Yes, I do have some terms. Yes, before I'm going to cooperate fully, because really, what's stopping you from destroying the Earth anyway? So, I may as well try to get mine.
Indeed. So then, what are your terms?
So I'm just gonna tell you. Should I, speak to the boss or something?
Yes, you will speak to me right now.
And what's your name?
I am Zatanna
Satana, with a Z. I love it.
X.
X, XOXO. No.
She just kind of gives you a blank stare, like,
You know her alphabet so well, but you don't know when it means kiss, hug, kiss, hug? Okay. All right. My terms. You gotta meet them, and they gotta be in order. All four of them. Let me get my... That way I'm trying to get my demands in front of me so as I can say it and also look like I'm looking at the camera, not craning my neck. There we go. Let me see if I can see Mike's pretty face, too. All right. So this is Second Lieutenant Archibald III's demands in order, A to Z. All right. First, I want to be macro-sized, whatever you call it, so I'm same size as you. I want to be able to look my prey in the eyes. I mean, these beauties in the eyes, like a man to a woman, and not be down here like a mouse to a giant. I mean, you can turn me back later, whatever, if I live. If not, then I'll just be a really big corpse you gotta throw into space.
yeah.
That's
She kind of looks down at you and kind of gives like a sly smile almost, like, "Oh, I thought you liked being that small."
he's like smiles back, I guess. Anyway, he's like, number 2, Alberta, my cellmate, is to immediately stop being interrogated. She's to be clean, or she's been cleaned up, fed, and released immediately on a ship back to Earth. To be given safe passage directly to the SDF-1 and the commander.
Well, that one would be rather easy to do, seeing as the SDF-1 is coming to us.
Well, then good. The journey's shorter, means it'll take less time. Everybody wins, I think.
Yes, your captain seems to wish to negotiate his surrender.
Oh, yes, yep, surrender, absolutely. As long as I see that her ship has made it there, I'll talk and I'll record all the stuff, especially on VHS. I hope you have some of that. This is classic high-tech, stuff here. Number 3, Archie, that's me, is allowed to say goodbye to Alberta before she leaves. I might never see her again, and we've, become friends. I know you don't know what that means, truly, but, give me a break. I'm a wee little man. And number 4, the Zentradi commander, your main boss, your main lady, is going to sit down to a candlelit dinner with none other than this guy. And once I am fed, cleaned, and ready, we will discuss things at length and be given the full evening to do so. These are my 4 demands. That's it.
At this point, she will nod and go over to his thing on the wall, and press a few buttons before speaking into it in a very hushed tone, which to you is like normal talking volume at her size.
What's she saying? This guy.
But after a few minutes, it seems she nods and she turns around and looks at you. Your demands will be met, though I should warn you, should you try anything while you are macronized, we will not hesitate to remove you as a threat to us. Nor if you do try to break this, will we have any problems dealing with your cellmate in a most painful way possible.
Well, that's why I want to see her leave first, so I know she's safe, and then you'll have no trouble from me. Except for my irresistible nature, once I'm your size. You will be all fighting each other to get some of this.
She doesn't respond to that second half, but she
knows it's true, Mike. She knows it's true.
Totally. But no, she nods and they wheel you back to your container that you were previously in.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where we're gonna leave you for right now. As a couple hours pass, and we go back to.
I have an asked question. Is Alberta there?
Alberta seems to have been removed by the time you get back.
There's something I want to do. We can go away, but there's something Archie wants to do while she's gone and everybody else is gone.
Okay.
But we can discuss it later.
Oh, what is it?
He just wants to, because I don't know if I'll see her. I don't want it to become macronized too, but since our size, I don't want it to be huge. But I want to take the picture of me and Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a writing utensil or something, so I can write a little note to her, just in case for some reason I don't see her again.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to. Is there something like a pencil or something I can scratch with?
I'll say they gave you like an extra small writing utensil that, or rather, part of Alberta's stuff. They actually Alberta. She had part of her uniform. She had like a pen on her, which is in there at this point, and so you can grab it.
Okay. It just writes on the back. Just little notes like, "Hey, in case I don't see you again, I hope you get back to Earth safely. When you see Commander or Captain Paul Colors, please make sure Chuck Burney's family is notified. Or has a letter written to him, as the captain will do for all. He meant a lot to me, something like that, and I stick it under her pillow, where I was sure she'll find it later. That's all.
Yep. But
gotta take care of my boy.
At this point, though, we're gonna skip back to the captain. And Captain, you actually are getting a message from Earth for the first time in probably about a week.
Alrighty.
It's a message from Lisa's father, and it specifically mentions, your position moving away from the Earth is understandable, and they thank you for your bravery, service, blah, 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 blah. And at the same time, though, he notes that at least one of the containers or one of the sections that fell off your ship was entirely empty when they got to it.
That's unfortunate. That means people stayed on purpose. All right. As far as he's concerned.
Mm-hmm. But he says that the rest are being quarantined in case of any weird things, on top of being given 42 million different pieces of paper that say, if you say anything on this, you will stop existing.
Yeah, pretty normal. Wanting to cover everything up so that way they don't get in trouble for letting it happen, despite the fact that they had no choice either.
Yep.
So he'll just send back that he'll just say future Captain Hayes will be in charge of the evacuees upon arrival upon hostilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all he'll send.
All right. So you send that message away, and at this point you're actually getting fairly close to Mars, where you're going to be conducting this meeting. And it seems like you haven't picked them up on sensors yet, so it's most likely that they're on the other side of the planet waiting. Just in case this is a trap and you're gonna shoot something
Well,
from
he'll
the
have
planet.
like as best possible normal patrols.
Mhm.
He's more worried right now about the Zentradi, the guys, than the girls. Because he figures the girls could have struck them before they even left the moon if they really wanted to. The guys seem to have been like rabid dogs this whole time in his mind. So he imagines that between the two of them, it's best to treat with the girls because the girls will at least talk to him.
Yeah.
Now that they know that he's willing to talk.
It is kind of strange though. You haven't come under attack this entire trip.
Yeah, that's another reason I would keep patrols going because
Yeah.
it may be the fact that the girls are here that the guys aren't coming, but as soon as the girls leave or take what they want, the guys may show back up and start blitzing again.
But at this point though, is there anything else you're doing while you're up on the bridge besides just kind of staring out that window with your glass of wine, swirling it lightly?
I have things I'd like to do, but I really don't think they can be done until we start talking.
Okay.
So,
if that's what you think.
What he will do, he will order a scientist to rig the core that not the robot core, the core of the ship, but the proto-matter core with fake explosives and a camera.
So think about this point in the timeline. The protoculture matrix actually hasn't been discovered on the SDF-1 yet.
Oh, it hasn't?
No,
Okay.
that they actually don't find out about it until the end of
right.
the war and into Master Saga.
Okay, then the main engine core.
Okay,
the main power for the whole.
The main reflex furnace. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just have them. It's all supposed to. None of it's supposed to be real. He has no intention of blowing the ship up that way, because he wants everybody to be able to get off before it would just explode in cataclysmic explosion. But he definitely wants it to, if he needs to show a picture of that going, this is my counter offer, please talk to me.
Yeah. All right, so the scientist, Dr. Lang, will nod and get some people to rig the thing up as best as possible to make it look real, getting some of the Marines to do it. But at this point, Dr. Lang does bring up, so you do know that most likely if we engage in these talks, there is no coming back from this discussion.
Understood and counter understand this. I speak on behalf of the SDF-1. Humanity kicked us out just now. I am making sure everyone on this ship has the best chance of life. And if the enemy is willing to work with us and it doesn't cost us the ship, I will work with them. They want something from this ship, and they've been very careful until recently not to damage it. It may be something we don't even know yet. And it will be greatly amusing if it's already broken, as we lost a lot when we space folded the first time. I'm banking on they want the ship and they're willing to talk about it. Because if they tell us what it is, maybe we can get rid of it.
You hear silence on the other of the line for a minute before he'll say, "Yes, sir," and he'll hang up and just head off to do that.
He'll just have Hayes give everyone a notice that there's two scenarios here. Basically, there's red alert, which is like we're going to combat, and a yellow alert, which is get the hell off the ship.
Okay.
Everything else is going to be situation normal is combat ready, but not attacking.
Yep.
Red is attack, and yellow is get out. Everyone leave me and this ship alone.
Okay. And at this point, we're going to jump over to Alex Matz, though. Alex, what are you doing on this fine space day? You're muted.
How long has it been since the end of the last session?
It's been a couple of days.
Okay.
About a week.
I am probably currently not exactly at the noodle shop, but meeting with Lynn Kyle and Lynn May in some basically other location. you know.
Yeah, there's plenty of abandoned locations now that a chunk of the people have been let off the ship.
Yeah,
And
it's like
as such,
there's a Chinese restaurant that's pretty empty right now.
but they meet you and they're like, "Have you been able to figure out anything? We've been tracking this girl, but she. The most we can say is that she's acting strange, which, to be honest, isn't entirely unexpected given our situation."
About a week ago, I observed her at the arcade in the city. Uh,
All right.
While she was there, she spent all of her time at the flight simulation tables, and played a few matches against what I wouldn't hesitate to call the best pilot on the ship, at least from what I can tell. Out of character, she won every match, right?
No, if I remember correctly, I can't
He
remember.
managed to win the last one.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I think it was one
by the hair of his teeth.
Yeah.
But so they go. So he actually thinks for a second and goes, "Wait, do you mean that Ben Dixon guy?"
No. Blue hair, glasses, last name
Oh.
Sterling.
Oh yes, Max, I think his name was.
He managed to win a single match against her, and just barely. Something about her worries me greatly. If she moved and acted like someone with a lot of practice.
Could be from the Earth forces trying to keep an eye on the ship.
Maybe. Whoever she is, I have a suspicion she's military.
Oh, whoever she is, she's very good at making sure that she doesn't look at him outside of that case. Then she hasn't been making any strange moves. Seems to be living a quote unquote normal life as much as you can here. Doesn't seem to have a job, but most people don't anymore. But I don't know if she is some form of military, then it comes down to the problem of we need to either catch her in the act or something, because if she is military and we try to spring a trap on her early, it's very likely if she escapes our plans, everything's going to go sideways and it could get much worse.
I want to tail her for a bit again.
Alright, in that case, we'll let you do that. We'll take our people off to make it less suspicious.
In case something goes wrong, have one of your agents watching me.
Understood.
And I leave the hideout.
Right. Yeah, you leave the hideout and it's a standard day outside, all things considered. People are going about, some people are going to the arcade, eating food.
I'm going to walk around more or less randomly, making a stop at a few shops, the sort of thing somebody on their day off would do.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a bit of food, a bit of alcohol, just something like you would stash away inside your barracks.
Okay.
And all the while, I'm just going to keep my eye out for the mysterious girl.
Okay. Yeah, so for the most part, your paycheck, for the military covers just about what you need. Even though technically you're not getting paid out. You're being paid, but it's more like a IOU to these people because, no one's got money. There's no cash around here.
I mean, in theory, I have plenty, but that's all back on Earth.
In theory, you have plenty. But as you start going around and,
I found out very quickly, no one puts much stock in Earth dollars these days.
No. Instead, it's bottle caps. No.
Yeah, Robo-Cola caps.
Yeah. But, You know, you walk around for a while, and eventually you do spot her. She just seems to be doing somewhat of the same thing. Kind of just walking around. She's got, a couple bags from, like, clothing stores, it looks like.
Hmm.
And, she looks to also have, like, some food that she's walking around and eating. Some kind of kebab or something.
I will do my best to move unnoticed.
Alright. I will need you then to try and obscure yourself.
All right. I will be
Mock-Tar
rolling.
stealth hits.
I will be rolling with infiltration specialist and counter position and making use of my mysterious element.
Oh, yeah, so you'll definitely be an edge.
All right. And that's 7 dice at edge. Target number 4. Oof.
5.
It's only 5. Hopefully she hasn't seen me and isn't actively looking, so.
Well, it doesn't seem like she noticed you. She kind of goes around to a couple of things and eventually heads over to, after she's finished her shopping and stuff, heads over to one, an abandoned building that she's probably, just sleeping in for right now. Seeing as, bunch of abandoned homes, so, no reason not to.
Do I still have an eye on my tail?
You don't really, or actually, let me roll an observe check, actually.
What is an observe check in this?
So that would just be like another skill test, like normal.
I'll say...
It's just one that's focused towards looking around, using sensors, that kind of stuff.
I don't have anything for spotting people, so I'm going to say counter position and wing and a prayer.
Okay.
Because that guy's also just as good as me, so I'm going to have to get lucky. So, same roll, 7 at 4. Oof.
3.
So,
oh boy, buddy.
You like stop for a second, on the corner, you'll make it look like you're looking at your phone, you kind of look around. And at first you don't notice anyone, then you notice this very obvious man with a trench coat and kind of bowler hat. And he's kind of, hunched over a little bit, and he's standing right next to you. Like literally right next to you, and he looks like the most suspicious person of a suspicious person as you could be.
All right. I pay no attention to him and try to move to the next door abandoned building to the one she went to, trying to get a vantage point so I can see in the windows.
All right. You head on over there, and you get there, and you start trying to look in. And you kind of check the street, just to make sure no one's watching, just to kind of watch your back for a quick second. And that trench-coated man is standing right behind you, again.
I give him a covert signal, back off, back off.
He just kind of leans over. Don't worry! I know what I'm doing! I learned about this in the movies!
No one else can see it, but there is an expression of visceral pain because this is his job and that guy's doing it badly.
That guy rolled 0 successes on 5 dice. That edge. 3 of them were 1.
Damn.
That dude's just not good. He's like, don't worry, wing buddy. I've got you covered.
He has inspired so little confidence that I am going to give the captain a phone call really quick.
Good timing.
Captain, you hear your phone going off. Do.
Motion.
Motion.
Captain Hala speaking. Oh.
Captain, this is Lieutenant Matz, I've just found something somewhat interesting, and I'm hoping to have someone come to check it out with me.
Oh, really? Do tell.
At this point, Captain, you hear Alex. You feel like I leaning against you. Who are you talking to?
I push him away, like personal space, man. What the heck?
What? We're spy buddies.
We're what? You've been watching too many movies. Although I guess they all have been reruns at the theater lately.
Oh, you dog. Hanging out with your friends. You're not supposed to call the captain on your bachelor party, man.
But
I
with
have to be
friends
all
like
responsible and
these,
stuff.
with friends like these, I feel like I could perhaps use a watchful eye. If you catch
Mhm.
my drift.
Are you
Alright.
saying I, Royce Richard, am not good enough for this job?
It never hurts to have more brains on the situation, Royce.
It sounds suspiciously like you're inviting the captain onto your bachelor party, and I feel that is a very inappropriate setting.
Oh,
Considering
you
the
don't have to
situation.
you don't have to come yourself, sir. I could use some other adult chaperone.
I have my driver's license.
I'm hoping that the captain is able to get the drift of what Alex is implying.
He'll sigh. Very well, I'll have someone drag out the drunken louts.
Oh, just one or two should be enough, sir.
Yes, yes. Make sure they don't make it out into a stealth plane in the middle of the ocean this time.
Why, I'd never let them do anything like that, sir.
Good, good. It's really annoying to cover things up. In the name of fun. Someone will be down there shortly. And then he'll hang up. And he will get a guard and he'll go down there.
Oh, God.
You just get a random like Marine guard.
Yep, he'll just go, can you bench press my weight?
And you just see this man, he's just all muscles, and he kind of gives you the side flex, and his shirt starts tearing, and his uniform starts tearing at the seams, which you know that those are Kevlar lined uniforms.
Yeah, it is. He'll nod. Very well. Follow me.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Radio for your replacement.
Hans, get up here. The captain needs me to go do something.
Yeah, he takes his hat off and throws it onto his chair.
Hans and Franz.
You got the
Oh,
bump
all right,
your face
Franz.
off.
All right, Franz. Make sure you stretch out before you do anything too terrible. We wouldn't want you to hurt yourself.
Don't
That
pull
only
it.
happened once.
He has to stretch. So you stretch.
The guard comes with you.
All right. Yeah, he proceeds to find Alex.
All right,
Oh,
I
you
am
get
down. Oh, okay.
Alex, as you get off the phone with the captain, you look to the side and you see Royce Richard standing there, and behind him you see the girl. What you guys doing?
Give me a second.
Hi guys, what you
If it helps, she beat both of you guys. She beat you
Awesome.
by one, but she beat him by enough to be like, yeah, no, there's someone following him, and he's following me.
doing?
Well, this has all gone terribly wrong.
No, it hasn't. I gave you a perfect excuse.
I'm just meeting up with some friends. It's a bit embarrassing to say, but I'm getting married, and we're supposed to be having a bachelor party today. That's what all this is for, and I lift up the bags of snacks and beer.
You see Royce turn to you, and he goes to open his mouth. Do you try to stop him?
Yeah, my best friend here, I trust him so much. He always knows the right thing to say.
He stops and he goes, "Oh,
He,
that's so nice.
I wouldn't have gotten with her without you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy." And he gives you a hug and he starts
I
crying
return,
a little bit.
I return the hug.
She
I,
just kind
I
of
whisper
smiles.
past him. He's a little bit of a softie.
She just gives you a nod and kind of smiles. "Oh, that's cool. I've never been to a wedding before."
Out of character. When was the wedding supposed to be taking place again?
Basically, whenever the captain said it was, and he never got around to saying it because all this shenanigans started. That's why I put it in the chat. It was like, well, that'd be a fun way to be like, we're going to have some negotiations to teach you some of our culture. We'll have a wedding.
Well, okay. Well, usually the weddings come after the bachelor party.
"Oh, so is it supposed to be a little guy on guy time?" She says, kind of like nudging you with her elbow.
Uh, well, I wouldn't know. I've never been to one before.
Royce, meanwhile, is still crying in your arms.
I pat him on the back.
Well, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go, enjoy my time off. I just saw you, just kind of looked a little weird. You guys were following me.
Well, I haven't seen you around town much. It's always nice to see a familiar face.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Still, some people might get the wrong impression, following a girl back to her apartment where she lives alone. And she gives
Goodness.
you like an
Why
eyebrow wiggle.
Why I never.
But she just kind of gives you a little wave and goes back inside the building. You're not sure if she bought it, but she's at least not snapping your neck.
Yeah. I can't tell if she was good or if Royce was just that bad in character.
I would just assume yes to both.
Let's just say
and neither.
The anti-UN forces are not made up of the most competent people.
Well, at least the Chinese branch, anyway.
But yeah, no. Eventually, Captain, you get down there. You're with Hans. You get down there, and Alex is holding someone in a trench coat. Like one of those brown noir trench coats with the hat and everything. And he's just sobbing over his arm still. By the way, Alex, it's been like 15 minutes. He's still sobbing.
All right, buddy. It's safe to assume that thanks to our friend here, she knows.
Wait, which friend?
You, buddy.
What does she know? I think I pulled off that part pretty good. And he looks over and like he's just noticing the captain and the very muscular guard approaching, and it's like,
They're cool.
He just waves his hand. He's just like, that is. Relax, gentlemen. You, however, look like you need some water.
Just give me 1 second to roll something. It seems for a second like he's frozen in place, and then he just goes like, "Stranger danger!" And he pulls out like something out of his pocket, throws it on the ground. Big smoke cloud and everything. And when it's gone, he's gone. When it clears, he's gone. Not a sign nor tail of him as he rolls like 10 successes on 5 dice.
Well, I wouldn't have thought he was capable of that.
And we find ourselves in a pre-industrial revolution samurai movie.
Yeah, and he kind of
Alex, have your friend here. Go get some water.
He's gone.
Yeah, he threw down a smoke bomb and
the other friend, the crying one.
Yeah, he's gone.
That was the crying one.
Oh, okay, cool.
There was only one.
The muscular guard though kind of stops and Chateau de France number 5. Interesting choice.
I'm glad you could recognize it. I couldn't. Anyway, Why did you need muscle?
Well, I had hoped to go without, but I think I've spotted a suspicious persons. And if that is coming from me, of course. I had
And
hoped to.
your friends agree with that statement?
Perhaps,
Well, I mean, obviously you
but
can't
they
contact
didn't.
all of them.
But they
one's
didn't
here.
But they did not watch her uh, beat one of our best pilots in a simulation.
How grand.
I think she's from the Earth Forces, and I'm not entirely sure what her agenda is.
Well, did you ask her? Yeah, smiles cheekily.
He just gives sort of a this clearly isn't your line of work.
Well, the ship is possibly about to go blow up in space, so I'm pretty sure it's safe to ask her right now. And he's like, he points to the building. Do you know where she is? Is this it?
He leads the group away off to some kind of restaurant, suitable party location to continue talking.
You lead them way to a restaurant. It's Robo Cheese Entertainment Pizza Palace. It's the first one that's close enough to,
Yeah. We sit down with some cardboard pizza and ignore the
cardboard.
And ignore the horrifying animatronic VF1 behind us.
Yeah, they gave it like a weird cartoon face, and it kind of every now and then you're pretty sure it sticks to you.
It's got a smiley face on its little square.
No, like they gave it a whole like
little
face.
Like that's horrifying.
And it looks like it hasn't been maintained in a little while, so it's kind of peeling a little bit, and it kind of every now and then it just kind of looks at you and gives you a smile, like come back later.
You spent way too much time on this idea. 5 nights at MACROSS.
Yeah, 5 nights.
But I think she's from the Earth Forces, and given how we slighted them, I can't imagine her goal is anything that will benefit us.
When you say we slighted them, how did we slight them?
Well, you slighted them.
You mean by dropping off
the evacuation?
Well, they didn't really have time to put a person in place just for that. But that does introduce an interesting wrinkle.
I would not be surprised if the intelligence services had people embedded on the ship
beforehand. Yeah, well, yes. I mean, obviously there were spies in the citizenry of the city watching the original SDF's resting place, and he puts his hand out towards you, obviously.
Yes.
And he nods. All right. What do you need from me?
Do we have any cameras that can watch a decent amount of everything?
Well, technically we do, but not with the fact that I'm preparing half the ship to be abandoned in the next couple days.
You're what?
We're going to possibly be blown out of the sky or negotiate a ceasefire.
Okay, I have to ask at this point. Are you talking about this in like a normal tone?
Yes,
like normal...
completely deadpan.
Okay. You at this point, Alex, you notice that a couple of the people, like civilians nearby, who are also horrified by the animatronics, are like starting to like look over, like, wait, what?
I'd like to jump in real quick and say, Vort, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Ooh.
I would like to try to just shoo them away. He's just talking about a worst case scenario. This would never really happen, of course.
They buy it, but they don't buy it.
He looks over towards them. I will have ordered you all to evacuate before you arrive there anyway, just for your own safety. Your safety is paramount in this situation.
Alex
And
face
just, uh,
palms. Just full on face meets hand.
One
He
person
just tilts his head at you two, and he's like, "I ordered everyone off the ship already, and they didn't go, so it kind of ruined my plans to save the entire planet here."
Yeah, it's at this point someone like runs out like, "Oh God, we're all gonna die!"
In space, everything's gonna die. There's no air out there.
Sir, may I ask what your plan is?
Which one? We have the pretend to blow the ship up. They don't tell us what they want. It's
Okay, pretend. That's good.
yep. And if we find out what they want and it's something we can just give them and hopefully not have the ship be blown up, I'm probably going to go with that. But I don't know what they want because everything on this ship is less valuable than one of theirs.
Sir, hold on. Whatever they want, it certainly can't be good for Earth.
Nope. But I can't talk for Earth because Earth doesn't want me to. I can talk for this ship. I can fight for Earth in this ship if it's still in one piece.
Sir, with all due respect, you have no right to speak for everybody on Earth.
I just said I can't speak for Earth because I was basically barred from being a member of Earth by being kicked off of it in a fit of cowardice. You weren't in the meeting. Every major power on the planet has all but rolled over and shown their belly.
And what about all the citizens?
They're going to be in the middle if I don't figure out what they want and why they attacked our planet. This ship opened fire without my jurisdiction or control and without my pushing a single button on this enemy. Well, the male side of this enemy. The female side, at least, has opened communications and attacked us. That's 100% better than the males did. I'm hoping the females will at least tell us what's going on so we can make a better plan as it happens.
Putting a pin in that for later. What resources can you help me with to keep an eye on at least that building? Alex takes out his phone. He had like a picture of it earlier, probably.
Subtlety? None. I have to reassign an engineer to install cameras, and considering there aren't supposed to be people still hanging around the city because I ordered them off the ship, it's pretty obvious when I'm going to be doing something there. If you want, you could station some of the semi-autonomous robots, like the phone machines and such. They have cameras. You can use those.
Is there any way I could access the camera networks from the phones and vending machines?
Yes. Basically what I'm proposing is for the vending machines, I don't think have cameras unless someone's played with them. But the camera phones are literally camera phones that roll around the city going, you've got a phone call, and people kick over all the time. And you could possibly hijack that. You would need engineering's help. Which you're more than free to go down to engineering and talk to them. I'll give you at your rank, you have carte blanche for this type of thing, as long as I don't specifically tell them not to help you.
Right. I'll try to take care of that, and hopefully some of my more subtle associates will continue to keep an eye out.
If you feel the need to find out what it is without playing the games, let me know and I'll meet her at the diner or something.
Right, sir.
He taps the flask in his shirt. People always enjoy having a chat over some wine.
Alex gets up and sort of shakes his head a little. We'll see. Clearly he's built too many habits. He's too deep in the game to think of it the straight way.
Well, I mean, you're built that way. He does. out of character, Paul wants you to act like that, and he's going to be the one that's like, well, I don't have time for this crap, so send her to my ready room, and we'll have a chat, or one of us will get shot and walk out, and the other one world moves on. He's at that point mentally. He's like,
Yeah.
it's too big. Stuff's much bigger than this girl.
All right. And I will make my way to either engineering or maybe like, do we have any cyber warfare people on who know systems? You know,
You'd have like some electronics warfare people on the bridge.
yeah. I will go talk to one of them on the bridge.
All right. So you finish your literal cardboard pizza with extra cardboard topping,
Cardboard cheese.
and you head up to them and you start talking with them about that. But Captain, what are you gonna do? What are you doing now that you've had your cardboard pizza with your cardboard guard?
He'll eat it, and he'll stand up. He'll walk over to whatever person's in charge, and he'll put down the equivalent of enough money to buy everybody something to eat in the place.
Yeah.
And
Free
say,
arcade tokens for everyone.
yeah, something like that. He'll just smile. He'll just say, we're all doing the best we can, but make sure, just kind of sighs. Just make sure if I sound the alert for everyone to evacuate, you guys know where to go. You and your patrons.
The person there the girl kind of looks up at you. She's in her teens. She doesn't exactly have she has about the mental motivation that you do currently. Of everything's gonna go one way or another. No, we're gonna have to just whatever happens. She kind of looks up, sir. This is a Robo Pizza. I'm not an evacuation staff.
He holds up his hand. When the time comes for things to go down, every person has to save what belongs to them. I was your age when I put on this uniform for the first time. World wars are fun. And he pats the counter on the money. He doubles it. Make sure you pay attention to where your signs are.
Yeah, and she'll take the money and just kind of nod like sure. But at that point, though, we'll jump back to Alex Matz as you make your way up to the bridge to talk to one of the electronic warfare people. It's one of the bridge bunnies, not one of the ones in that like lower deck area for the bridge bunnies, and they're just kind of sitting there. And they kind of see you approach, and they kind of give a wave. Hi. What can I do for you?
The captain has asked me to take care of something for him. Just to keep an eye on things on the ship.
All right.
I'm wondering if you can help me hook up the camera phones to a central circuit to just watch all the cameras.
I can try. Might not be the best, but I can at least try. And she'll, start trying to work on it from here. She can roll something. Okay, so she gets it done after a little bit, and she kind of turns to you. Well, it kind of works. It's better than nothing, but it's not exactly great. The phones have proprietary software that, in the case of you attempting to get into it and use it for anything that's not what it's meant to do, usually they self-destruct. But I think I got it.
Well, maybe is better than nothing.
We'll find out next time you have to access one of them.
Yep.
If it explodes, let me know.
I guess we will.
Yeah. If you survive and it explodes, let me know.
So, is this something I have to activate, like in person, or is it something where I hit a button on a console and I can see all the stuff?
You'd have to go to one of the camera phones to do this. Like, she got them. She really didn't do well, and only managed to get them linked up between themselves.
All right. So basically, I'd have to go to one and look through the others.
Yeah.
All right. I will make my way down to the camera phone outside the officers' quarters.
All right. All right. So you go to that and you activate it and
Da 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 da.
yeah, no, you pull up and activate and it seems to be working.
All right. I'm just gonna sort of flick through some of the cameras for a little bit, and then switch to some of the ones that are geolocated, sort of in the area around the abandoned building the girl was staying in.
Yep. You do that and you're able to watch through a couple like one or two that are in the area. Able to keep an eye on it as you're standing there outside the officer's thing. It seems to be working. You can't tell if she's in or out right now just because the windows are covered, but you can at least get them. You can at least get eyes on.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm actually going to jump away from you.
All right.
You are beginning your surveillance work, and the captain is getting ready for whatever crazy plan he has negotiations. We're going to jump back over to Lucas. Lucas, eventually, Alberta is brought back to you, and she's been cleaned up, and her uniform seems to have been fixed up a little bit.
Oh, is this Alberta?
Yep, she's been brought back, and it's Alberta's there, and she looks at you and for some reason they've been treating me nicely. What happened?
I told them to.
Don't tell me you surrendered to them.
I can't be much more surrendered than I already am. Unless that's to, of course, be tied down to... Never mind. I have nothing more I can resist from them. You're gonna go home.
Home?
You're gonna go...
What about you?
I'm gonna stay here.
That's crazy. It's suicide. They could kill you the moment I leave. They could I don't know, maybe extract your brains out and probe for information.
I grab her like by the shoulders, like firm, but like not like crushing or anything, right? I mean, he has gentle man hands. They're not. But he just it's like and looks her
They
in the eye.
definitely have never seen any dishes, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I could do dishes. Get out of here. Anyways, he takes her by the shoulders just gently and just looks her in the eyes like, it's okay. If they suck my brains out, they're not going to get much. Anyway. You...
Damn fool.
He goes, I left you something to give the captain of the SDF-1. His name is Captain Paul Colors. And I left it under your pillow. It's about my wingman. It's very important that you get it to him.
All right.
So just make sure it's with you when you go. You're going to get cleaned up, fed, and you're going to get sent back to the SDF-1, which is actually making its way here to negotiate. So at least I'm going to get you as far as there. If you're getting back to Earth, I don't know. I can't do any more for you, but you'll be safe. I'm going to try to talk to them here and surrender Earth as they think I'm going to do.
All right. I'll tell them that you were a hero.
Please don't tell them that, because they'll think I said it. But
in that case, and to this point, she goes to say, "In that case," and she gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, the season of Archie.
But at that moment, one of the other ones, this one, one with black hair and black clothing, comes over and takes you from her and sets you into a little chamber to be taken away.
I was just gonna. I'll see you in a bit, Alberta. I'll see you in a bit.
and you are taken away from her as she wishes, Archie, don't die. And
Very much would like not to.
eventually you're taken back to that first room with the giant clone chamber, with the giant tubes, of which one of which seemed to be filled with a body of Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
The body of Chuck is no longer there. Instead, instead you were brought in and told to strip.
Can you put on some music, please?
15 minutes later.
They're like, no.
No.
He still does it sexily.
They're literally like, what is music?
But yeah, they eventually do that, and they put you into.
You think he Rick? I think he Rick rolls out of his clothes style. Is he like naked?
Yeah. They are telling you to go in naked.
All right. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't shy.
Yeah, the whole fuzzy screen now, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
the lights seem brighter in the room because of how pale you are.
Yeah, there's like a mist that's come into the room for some reason.
I mean, he is a redhead, so yes, his skin is going to be. His complexion is rather pale, but he does probably tan or uses tanning oil to make his skin. And the thing is, like, yeah, only people do that on the parts that are exposed, right? Oh no, his whole
You just
body.
made me
his whole-
imagine you look like somebody out of Jersey Shore.
Someone out of Jersey Shore. Oh yeah.
I'm Archie, and I'm a pilot.
Yeah. I could think of so many different things to say right now, but I will not. So he does it. He doesn't shy. He does it proudly. He's still got his red hair is great looking. He's still got the blue tips. And then no, was it silver tips? Silver tips with one blue. Anyways, still looking good. Naked, marching into that chamber.
So there are two chambers, there's two chambers to each thing. There's a smaller one that they put you into before pressing some buttons, and then the larger one that also fills up behind you as you feel this green liquid, fill up all the way to the top. And
Like over me?
yeah, like over you.
Ugh. I can't breathe, or can I?
Like you feel like you're gonna drown at first, and then you take a breath, and it seems to be some sort of like sustaining such stuff. So you don't drown. It's just really, really awkward.
Sure, it would be.
Your lungs now feel heavy.
Oh yeah, it'd be weird.
But shortly afterwards, things begin to go fuzzy, and you pass out.
Passed out in a sweet pose, of course.
And a couple hours later, you are. It's after a couple hours, you wake up and feel different. And then you notice looking out that you can see shapes that are your size.
Ooh.
And the liquid from the tank starts to drain out, and they open it up, and
You have
it
to
takes a couple minutes. Yeah, you have to cough up the stuff.
Ew.
And you are now, you quickly notice compared to, as you see your old clothes pile, you are now around, like, I think 15 meters tall.
What's that in English?
Let me double check that to make sure.
Like 50 feet? I mean...
Yeah, you're basically like 50 feet.
They always said we were going to learn.
You're about 10 meters tall, so 33 feet.
All right.
You're as tall as that. It's the
Yeah.
long and short.
You're as tall as that.
This is cool, man. My voice
And
is
it's
so deep.
No, your voice is actually the same.
Oh, well, this is so anime. Come on. Anyways, no, sorry.
Yeah.
He's just kind of getting used to it, kind of like moving around, see if that feels different. Just kind of like, wow.
It feels natural to move at the site. Whatever that chamber does, it doesn't. It must do something to help with the size changing acclimatization.
Is the small chamber still there? That I first went in?
The small chambers, yeah, the small chamber that you were in was on the front of it, and there's nothing in there.
I'm starting to wonder if my conscience was put into a large cloned body, and it's not. I didn't really get macrosized, but switched over. I don't know Macross, so I'm just thinking sci-fi.
And I'm not telling you anything.
Well, Mike, I'll just go look it up. Anyway.
Okay.
No.
But and
who's there?
It's still the black-haired one, and she points you towards your pile of clothes, which you quickly notice are all girls' clothing.
Look, that's the first time I've worn out girls' clothing. Just give me a break. He just looks out. He's just like
all of flight school.
He just kind of gives her like the starting naked, of course. Just like he goes, shouldn't be peeking.
She doesn't respond to that. She just kind of looks bored, if anything.
They hide it so well. But he'll take the clothing. Hopefully it matches his skin tone and hair color. Oh.
It's purple.
Oh.
like kind of a darkish purple at that.
You don't have anything in green and white, a little bit of silver trim?
You're gonna have to make do with what clothes we gave you. We weren't exactly expecting to have to deal with you at our size. Now hurry up so we can get this over with.
I wasn't exactly expecting to be surrounded by gorgeous giant women.
Yeah, you've said that like 4 times this entire trip, if not more. I stopped counting.
No, it's definitely more. It's definitely more. He's putting it.
Just like, I've stopped counting. Just move. Just put the clothes on and let's go.
I have to say, is it possible that you've become a lot hotter since I've grown to your size?
And she just kind of gives you this blank stare, like, if you don't, I'll just start breaking your toes.
he's like, hey, he goes, and he's still getting dressed and getting ready to come in. He goes, you come off a little rough. If you want to get a better reaction, and he's just giving her some pointers on personality. And he's like, also, I'm not saying you're not beautiful. If you want to enhance those natural cheekbones you got there, try a little bit of blush, a little bit of mascara. And he names off like certain colors, like certain like specific makeup. He's like, and it is going to do so much for you. I promise.
Yeah. She just kind of looks at you like, why would I care for that? I'm a warrior.
He just like looks down his eyes like, even warriors can look good going into battle. Sometimes it can intimidate the enemy.
Yes, we already look fine, unlike you.
Goes. Don't be ashamed. Wait.
Not like your looks have been helping you on your side. It seems that you're desperate after us.
You don't have to be embarrassed for my beauty. I know where I stand. 30 feet tall. And he goes, but anyways.
Yeah, so you eventually get dressed and are led towards the hangar deck, it seems.
Okay, so he's
at this point, looking out. Oh, go ahead.
He's lucky. He's like, how come Zentana didn't come get me?
She's doing something else right now. She's actually going to be escorting your friend over there, along with our ambassador.
Oh, okay. That's a great idea. Now, it did say, I macrosize. She's to be cleaned up. I want to say goodbye to her. Is that where we're going?
Yes, they're going there to say goodbye to her.
Okay. Don't sound so glum. There's going to be lots of killing for you in the future. Don't worry.
No, I don't even care about that. Most of you people aren't even worth the effort.
Oh, I'm not saying us. You'll have other aliens to battle and other universes to conquer once you have everything you want from us.
And she kind of just gives like exasperated sigh as you finally get to the hangar deck, and looking out from the hangar deck in a very far distance, because the doors to it are open and looking out into space. uh, seemingly having some sort of, prevention measures. That way, all the air doesn't get sucked out.
Sure.
You look out and you see just off in the far, far distance a set of blinking lights past the planet of Mars.
Is that the STF-1, I figure?
It's best you can assume it's either the SDF-1 or another ship.
Mm.
At this point, though,
Oh, yeah.
a cart is wheeled in with Alberta, going right to one of these, like a large ship put up on 4 thin stilts. I don't think I have a picture here to show that off. Let me double check.
Okay.
But she's being taken in. She's being taken to it, and they stop, and she looks over at you, now huge. She's like, "Don't tell me you joined them."
I kneel down or get close as I can, right? No, I mean, even if I wanted to, I don't think, he tries not to shout at her, I don't think that they would let me, because of parts. Anyway, I just want to make sure that you were, I made sure to come here to see you off. Make sure everything was going according to plan.
It seems to be so far.
Okay, well, you're probably going to go with their... Excuse me. Sorry. Cough.
Stop dying.
Cough, heck, die. Ugh. He goes, I don't even know what I didn't plan on actually ending some goodbye speeches, because he's been acting totally normal with her, right?
Mm.
And he's just like, I wish you well. I hope to see you again. And I don't think I can give you a kiss back, because I might engulf your head, and I don't want to do that. But just say hi to the captain for me, and have a safe trip.
Yeah, this is the ship that they're loading into. It looks like.
Oops.
It's a fairly big ship.
Am I supposed to see this on Roll20 here? Oh.
Yeah, it's on the splash screen.
Okay, here we go. For people that are watching this. Is it facing up then? It's on the little stilts in the bottom?
Yep. So like the stilts have rotated down and they're kind of pushed into the deck.
Okay. He's like, he goes, they're basically something like, just have a safe trip. See you soon. Tell Captain Colors hello. And if you see a guy named Alan Mitz, tell him I still love his music. Always my favorite.
And she kind of smiles, but it's a different smile at this point. She kind of looks up to you and smiles. We make sure to tell them that you surrendered to us, to me specifically.
Alberta?
Ah.
Oh,
I'm surprised that you didn't catch up on the hints. We dropped them on purpose.
Now, Lucas, I'm not sure if Archie was thinking about it. Lucas was thinking it for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to see at least you are entirely gullible.
Yes. I'm a sucker for a pretty face. What can I say?
Yes, well, hopefully we can have that candlelit dinner after I negotiate the surrender of your ship.
Well, that was supposed to happen first.
Oh, yes, but plans do change, and they did get here a little faster than I expected.
Oh, now I can't ride with you. You should have taken me with you when I was a small size. Ah. Okay, well, I guess I'll just hang out with all your friends, and we'll just be having a pillow fight, makeup party, waiting for you to get back.
Indeed, don't worry, they'll make sure you don't cause too much trouble.
All right,
And
well,
that you're not too bored. In fact, why don't you go join, as I go look at my character sheets, Fira. I believe she's one of the pilots that was interested in you. She might want to see you down in the training field.
Fear. Oh, redhead.
But alas, I must bid adieu. goodbye, and thank you for being so gullible.
Yes, just make sure you give that thing to the captain for me. That's all I ask.
Oh, I will. It'll be a nice gift of, how shall we say? Oh, a gift of, well, negotiations, early negotiations gift, I guess you could say. Along with the information that some of his civilians are on board our ship. Ta-ta.
I was wondering. I thought so. I thought so. I don't know if Archie did though. I don't know. But I guess not. I guess not. We'll go with that.
But they wheel her away onto the ship and, you know, get ready to head out her with 3 elite guards and 2 female power runners escorting the ship. At this point, though, we're going to jump away to Captain Colors. Captain Colors, at this point, you have reached Mars and you have been contacted by the enemy fleet on an open frequency.
All right. He takes it on the chair or whatever pad.
And at this point, you see this face over there on the screen. I am Kana Tiriel. We are sending over our ambassador to your fleet as of current.
An ambassador.
Yes,
Are they our size or your natural size?
they will have escorts of our size, but they will be your size. In fact, Alberta herself has decided to grace you with her presence in these negotiations, figuring to meet the one who has foiled Britai again and again.
It will be an honor to it will be an honor to receive them. I will send. Should I send you or send the vessel the coordinates for the proper bay that will fit the guards?
You will send it to them. They do have escorts, so no funny business.
You don't misunderstand us. This is peaceful at this time. I don't know if your male counterparts understand that word, but it seems you do. So understand that we are being calm until we find out what's going on.
Well, let's just say they have been removed from the equation.
You have my thanks for that, although I don't think it's actually in my favor that you did so.
But it's at this point you start getting around the side of Mars now, having seen one ship and then another, and the radar scopes at this point is filled up with a blob, several hundred kilometers long and wide, tall, and closest estimates that you can get are putting them at 10,000 ships of various sizes, at least one or two different ones at a massive size you have yet to see.
Okay. He is very surprised, but he is, because he's on the line, assuming.
Yeah. And the one at the other end will, give a slight bow and hang up as the meeting ship heads towards your hangar.
All right. He will have, of course, he'll be there. He'll have Lisa stay on the bridge, though. Mm-hmm. He'll have 2 Veritechs and 2 monsters.
Okay.
Stationed almost like honor guards.
Yep.
In the bay. And he'll just stand there waiting for him to show up.
All right. Are you bringing in anyone else?
No.
Okay. So the rest of the command staff and such are all staying out of that mess because you haven't.
I need them to survive in case this is just they show up, start shooting.
Yep. But Alex, you've been watching that house now for a long while, a couple extra hours since last, and finally she seems to have picked up all of her bags and is leaving.
Dun, dun, dun.
I will call oh god, I'm blanking out on his name. Lynn Kyle, and let him know that she's on the move, and start making my way down there to tail her.
He acknowledges you and says he'll assign Royce to follow you.
Please, God, anybody else.
He's our only free agent right now, and he seems to have made quite the impression on him.
Oh no.
But you are able to quickly start tailing her. To which she just turns around and looks at you with a smile and says, "Oh, are you going to the hangar to meet my boss too?"
Well, that's all the confirmation he needed. That something is up.
No, are you going with her? She's offering you to walk with her. No,
I'm debating whether or not he should try to detain her right now.
Okay.
I don't think he could take her.
You never know, man. The dice.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Okay. Flip a coin.
He'll follow her.
Okay. You gonna stand kind of close to her, walking with her, or a little back?
Little back.
Okay.
You know, I had my suspicions.
Well, I mean, I'd hope so. You are a spy.
Well, it takes one to know one, I suppose.
So, at least for the spy, your music is pretty good. Not as good as ours, but you know.
I mean, Earth has a lot of musicians, you know. What country are you from?
Country? Oh, you misunderstand. No, I'm Zentradi, silly.
He pulls out a gun and shoots her. Let's see how this goes.
Alright, go for it. You do not have the drop on her because she was basically expecting you to pull something like this.
Oh boy.
Flash move.
Mm-hmm.
There are bonuses for you.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm actually going to take I'm going to take one of those 2 extra dice for myself.
Okay, so you're using one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's got the most. Again, he doesn't need them, Tice.
I'd like to use grand presence too. Obviously, this is going to attract attention, but I want to attract a bit more.
Okay.
The goal is like, if I can't take her, someone else has got to stop her.
Okay.
And I'm going to. That's exactly my burnout.
You want an extra +2?
Yeah, let's take a +2. What would a heroic move do here for me?
I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Because remember, heroic moves, you kind of tell me what you want and we can see if it works.
I'd like to shoot to disable, like a kneecap or an elbow or something like that.
So
Probably
in that case,
a
that
kneecap.
would be a called shot. Which would put... So in that case, that's just a normal called shot. Which, in this case, would put you, instead of being at edge with your mysterious element, will put you back down to nominal.
And what would the heroic move do for that? Would it allow me to stay at edge?
You can definitely use it to try and stay at edge. Yeah, no, I'd say you could probably get away with that.
Alright. I will use one of my heroic moves for that. Let me just edit. 1 out of 2. This is going to be 7 at 4.
Do it.
I don't suppose I've been able to really watch anybody do a lot of shooting, so I can't leverage my
Unfortunately not.
copycat here.
You had not been saying you were going and doing that, so unfortunately no.
Let's see how it goes. And I get a +2 successes on this, I believe, right? Or is it +2 dice?
Dice.
Plus 2 dice.
Okay. 9.
4 or higher. Ooh.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9?
9 successes.
Or do 5s explode too?
Nope.
Not here?
I'm not at advantage.
Okay.
So,
That's pretty good.
yep. So, you pull out your gun quickly, hearing that she's a Lentrati, and you fire off several shots in succession while screaming something to the effect of "Intruder on board!" or "Enemy spy!" or something like that. And the way she moves is both unpredictable and mesmerizing in such a way that she quickly closes the distance before kicking the gun away from your hand and leaning in and giving you a smooch on the cheek.
Alright, I'm gonna try to get her in a headlock then.
Alright?
She must like you.
She kind of gives you like, "Oh, come now, we're about to begin peace talks. No need for all this."
She's nicer than the rest
You
of them.
people have done nothing but kill mine. He goes for the headlock, counter position, and are people coming? Let's see. Are you gonna do counter position and just wing and a prayer? I'm not good at hand to hand here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take a stress to go up to 8.
Okay.
Oh. Nice.
I'll be using another one of my 2 dice things since I have a bunch of those.
I guess I'll use one as well.
Alright. I'll edit that. So.
Ten at 4. Oof. I'd like to use my nature to reroll Fearless.
Alright, yeah, no, I'll let you reroll that. Remember, that allows you to roll any and all dice.
You don't have to, but you don't have to re-roll your successes, do you?
Nope, you don't have to.
So you can.
So
1,
let's see.
2, 3.
There's only
There's
a
8.
8 in there that I want to reroll.
Yep.
So that's
So you have 3 right now. 3 successes.
7 successes.
so 7
3,
successes.
4, 5, 6. Man, no 6s.
So at this point, you go to get her in the headlock and you think you got it for a second, only for her to
Thank you, Soundwaves.
only for her to then like shoulder check you away and then roundhouse kick you with the back of her foot. You tied, but she does actually have the switch strike down.
What does that do?
In physical ties, she wins by 1 always.
Oh my
Oof.
gosh. Thank you, Soundwaves, for the cheer bits to keep the players going.
1 roll of damage.
What about damage?
You're going to be taking 1 brawl wound of damage.
All right.
If it becomes a scar, you just get a tattoo around it. Make it even better.
Got punched here.
Got punched by a Zentradi, and all I got was a stupid scar.
Pulled a
come
gun
now,
and
your
got
people
punched to
have done-
lose.
Oh, come now. Even your people have done nothing but kill each other, but you hate all humans for that? I mean, look at the where you came from. People have been doing nothing but killing each other.
Earth may have its flaws, but I'll be damned before I let us go down without a fight.
Well, tell that to your captain. He wants to begin negotiations.
This is actually interesting because Alex did not agree with the decision to negotiate with them because he felt like it was screwing out everybody who wasn't represented underneath, The arguably corrupt Earth government
SDF
system.
1. Yeah.
Well-
He understands that you assume that the entire SDF thinks now, or the captain thinks of himself as part of the military, but at this moment, technically, he does not think of himself.
But yeah, okay. Oh,
Out of character.
I mean, you've seen before. Your people have done nothing but fight and squabble, all before the ship fell, and even now they still fight, even though they call themselves united.
what's your game?
To be honest, I came here just to learn about you people. Why do you think I've been doing so much shopping? Sure isn't to plant bombs in, some of those dresses, even if they are very, very, very ugly.
He's sort of standing there. His brain is working.
I mean, haven't you been noticing that you haven't been attacked for the past week? That's because of my boss, the one who's coming here to negotiate. She dealt with the ones that have been attacking you always.
And
Well, they're going to negotiate, so the end is we'll see what happens.
I don't trust you.
I mean, you don't have to. You're a spy. I wouldn't expect you to trust me. I'm a spy.
It's a bad idea.
At the same time, though, you know your captain wants to negotiate, that is. So, do you trust your captain to negotiate for the people of Earth?
No.
Then what will you do? Go against his orders? Kill him?
He grits his teeth. I don't know.
So you're in a situation where you don't know what will happen and don't know what to do. So, you have a choice. You can go to the meeting and see how these negotiations go. Or, well, you cause a problem and negotiations instantly fail and, well, everyone here's lives are forfeit. Are you
Damn
willing
you.
Are you
Fine.
willing to? Oh, wow! I didn't even have to, ask if you're willing to, let the weight of those people that die under you, carry you on.
You walk away for now. But I'll be keeping an eye on you.
Well, I'm leaving today, so it was nice knowing you, though. And I was being truthful when I said your music was pretty good.
Whatever. He takes out his phone. He starts to call up Lynn Kyle to get him to reassign every free agent we've got on board right now to check out every shop that she shopped at and make sure there's no bombs.
Okay. She kind of looks at you like, you still coming to the meeting, or are you gonna do other things?
I can't trust you, so I gotta go watch you.
Okay. Well, come on. And she kind of reaches into her bag and grabs an unopened snack pack and tosses it to you as she walks away.
A what?
She tosses you a fruit snack pack.
Okay.
Unopened.
He catches it and then he retrieves his pistol.
Yep.
And then he starts following.
So at this point, Lynn Kyle commences, yes, the emotional development I've been sitting on for so long. Does anyone actually even trust each other anymore? That's the big question.
That's a complicated question.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But eventually, you guys, you make it to the hangar. Lynn Kyle says that he'll have those shops checked out. Though he asks what the hell's going on in text message format. Do you respond?
The subject was a Zentradi spy.
WTF?
Horse's mouth.
And he's just like, okay, have you reported it to the captain?
I'm on my way to right now.
Technically, yeah.
All right. If the captain, should the captain be doing anything off, we do have people in place to eliminate him if needed.
Wait for my signal.
He gives you a thumb. He gives you like that thumbs up emoji, and you eventually make it to the hangar with her. And she kind of just leans back, texting with your friend Lynn Kyle, I think it was.
You're too nosy. People don't like that in a girl.
Well, yeah, but I'm a spy first, and I mean, your nose even following me around. Women don't like someone who's too attached to them, you know.
He grimaces, shut up.
But eventually you make it to the hangar, and Captain, from one of the other side entrances of the hangar, on the Prometheus, uh, you see a girl that kind of matches the description of what Alex had said. With she's got like 10 bags across her arms and easily holding them all up, and Alex Matz is following behind her, texting angrily with someone.
He just chuckles and waves them over.
Yep, she kind of skips on over. Hi. You're the captain, right?
Indeed. You're the one that he was so worried about?
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for my boss here.
I figured if you'd have just let me ask you what you were here, I could have actually done a little nicer welcome. I kind of surprised us with her showing up, so we didn't get the red carpet out for you.
Oh, don't worry. Alex over here already gave me a warm welcome.
Was it pistols or fists?
Pistols, and then he tried to put me in a headlock.
Ooh, you really pissed him off.
He's just in the background, just absolutely,
You. He chuckles. He's like,
the
really
generic anime angry face.
So I see that your hair is immaculate, so he didn't manage to do it.
Oh no, he needs to definitely work on his stuff.
But, it's refreshing to meet someone that does their job well and has a sense of humor.
Well, yeah, if you were all working no play, that's no fun.
Indeed.
To be fair, my job was just kind of figure you guys out a little bit more than our other spies on Earth.
Did you find anything useful?
Some new cute dresses and stuff, but some tasty snacks.
Well, Earth has one thing that's for certain: we enjoy snacks. Some of our people enjoy them too much and cause themselves physical harm. It's not fun. It's not fun to take care of that. And he kind of taps his own heart. It's like a lot of my ancestors were heavy drinkers. Problems with their livers. He pulls out a flask. I'm ultra heavy drinker, and my liver's just fine.
Well, from what my captain says, and she kind of brings her arm around to look at a watch that she bought or stole or something. She should be here soon. And at this point, you receive a call up from the CAGs, the flight officer above you. He's like, "Sir, the enemy ship is coming in for docking with its 2 escorts."
Roger that. Turn on the lights, I guess.
Yep. And the lights come on, and the Veritechs and stuff and the monsters are standing to the sides. The Veritechs having their guns, strapped to the back of their arms like normal.
Yeah, because they're in robot mode. Because the monsters can't not robot mode.
Yeah, and the monsters are kind of staying there. Both of them fitted with auto cannons, but their guns are aimed, away from forward and not exactly wanting to fire, seeing as this is a hangar full of active equipment.
Yeah, that's details.
But coming in first, is a green female power armor like before. It steps inside and it takes a few steps in. It kind of looks around before this long green shuttle comes in.
Yep. You have to lean over to the spy girl and go, "If we survive all this as friends, I would be very interested in how that armor works, because ours is clunky and slow."
Well, I mean, if you guys survive this, and it's a possibility you'll well, there's a couple of possibilities of what could happen. You might be folded into the Master's Empire, or depending on how things go, well, I mean, it depends on how things go, really.
Also, thanks for telling me you work for someone else.
What did you guys? Who do you think got on board your ship?
Well, there's no masters in our world of the.
Well, I mean, well, you do have masters, just not in the sense well, kind of the sense we do.
Yeah, I gather from your culture that you have like an overlord class thing. It's just we don't.
I don't know. I mean, you guys have your rich people. They're kind of like your overlord class.
Yeah, but most of those die to heart disease because they're stupid.
Oh, well. And at this point, the green pod, which is massive, it's basically like a small escort corvette kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in and it folds its legs forward and sets them down before eventually a hatch opens and three Zentradi, all bearing what you can only describe as the most regal and over the top looking armor that also looks like they could still murder the hell out of you.
Well, that's
Yeah.
priority one was murder. Number two was make it look awesome.
Yeah. And at this point, and one of them holds in their hand a person, which I will now put up on screen for you, as you have totally seen her before, or you haven't seen her before. This person looks human by all regards.
Okay.
Robotech will be back after these messages.
They're over already.
Robotech is returned. Boy, we didn't get to do a
Robotech
commercial.
But
Firelight sound tech.
No, we haven't done a commercial in a while, Mike. You're going to have to let us do that next time.
oh no, definitely. But at this point, she one of the Zentradi sets her down, and the second female power armor comes in. This one a red color with, instead of what looks like the normal guns mounted in the wrist, look like some kind of thrower thing, which you remember back to the battle on Earth, are probably whatever that was throwing that version that was throwing like plasma at your fighters.
Yes,
and
deadly.
The two female power armors are just kind of standing there, at attention and such, while looking around to the other ones as the human-sized one walks towards you, and with a smile and kind of this sultry walk as she does. You must be Captain Colors.
Indeed, I am. Captain Colors at your service, madam. May I ask your name?
I am Alberta. I am the High Lord. I'm one of the High Lords of the Zentradi, and well, I am the leader of the Kiel fleet.
Ah, that is the fleet, I assume, behind your squadron's back.
That's 1/5 of it.
1/5. Amazing. Very well. Well, on behalf of the SDF-1, I welcome you aboard.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like a drink, or shall we get to a tour?
I think a tour would be good first, but I do believe you, and she points at you, Alex. You're Alex Matz, the one who caused so much problems for Breetai's fleet.
What about it?
No, she kind of smiles, and she just looks at you and goes, "No, nothing. I'm quite intrigued in how such a." She kind of takes a second. Well, such a small human was able to do such dangerous things to them for them to even rebel.
Pardon?
Oh, the fleet that have been chasing after you, the males, they have been dealt with. They rebelled after their attachment to your culture due to your music. Alas, they attempted to fight us, and in their confusion, and well, their fleet no longer exists.
There's some small miracles.
You should be happy now. All of those Zentradi chasing you are gone.
He is just kind of nonplussed.
Mhm. And at this point, she kind of looks towards the captain and says, "Well, now, shall we?"
He holds up his arm, like gentleman style, and he'll. It is a custom for gentlemen in my culture to escort a lady by his arm, if you don't
Ah,
mind.
in that
It's
case,
it's a show to. In our culture, it evolved from when men wore our weaponry on our right side in the case of sabers and such. And if a woman was on that side, we could not pull the sword without injuring her. So we cannot engage in combat because we're escorting a lady.
ah, well, in that case, and she will take your arm. And at this point, Alex, you see the girl who you were following around. She's kind of looking at you, going like, "Well, you can offer your arm."
He sighs and offers his arm.
She'll
Yo.
take it. She'll kind of like lean into you, even though it's been covered by bags, and you start leading them off, and that's where we're gonna end the session. Who knows what will happen? Will these negotiations succeed? Will humanity survive? Find out
No.
all on the next episode of Robotech. But I have been your GM, Harukajunko, the Robotech Master, and I stream. I wanted to channel Pobos here just for quick shout shows. I'm one of the channel Pobos here. I play a lot of games, so in the next couple of weeks I'm going to be pretty quick, or I'm not going to be pretty around too much. But one of the big things that's come around for me though is I've started working on my own game system, and I am happy to announce that we have an official starting date for the next Robotech Kickstarter. It'll be October 19th. The coming 19th of next week, actually next Tuesday, at noon Eastern Standard. We'll hopefully all of you guys who do enjoy this system and do like watching this will go and buy it. It covers the Robotech Masters and the new generation Saga in depth with some new content, some new lore, and well, just in general from all my playtests, a lot of fun. But with that, I'm going to pass it over to the very salty spy, Alex Matz.
You've put him in an ethical dilemma.
Oh, entirely. Why do you think I've
Once
been holding
again,
back on you so much?
they're also people.
No. The ethical dilemma is: do I trust the captain where do his loyalties lie with the people on Earth, not the Earth government, or with the ship, with his new friends? And oh my God, it's a wonderful dilemma. You've done a great job. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this. Alex isn't, but I am. With that, I'll pass it to the captain.
Hey, I'm Soundwavesghost. I got to play Captain Paul Colors tonight. On the opposite Tuesday of this, I used to play Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. I'm going to pump the book one last time. But for now, that is ended. Out of camera for a second. That is ended as the players had all finished the Destroyer of Worlds, which is the latest cinematic they released. That's not in the Colonial Marines book. But that scenario is much longer and much more complicated, so I'm going to have to read that before I even get ready to run that bad boy.
You're saying there's a new scenario, a new cinematic?
Indeed, there is.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Very long. That's like a good chunk of this book.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, in its place for now, to basically give everyone a break from Alien RPG, I am working on finishing up the start of Atomic Respiration, which is a mecha versus kaiju type of game based on the Mecha hack, which is a hack of the Black hack, which is then based on the idea of the old apocalypse. Book. Let me see what else. I think that's it. Right now, we're just finishing up how many people are going to play. Getting myself wanting to play it because I was really excited when I built it, and then a lot of time has passed since then, so I have to get that mental energy back up to get me back to where I was when I built it, so I know what I was doing. This is a problem sometimes. But that is the alternate Tuesday from this one, and this coming Thursday, I'm also here on Band of Blades, which is another powered by the apocalypse grandson, I think, at that point, because it's Forged in the Dark for Band. It's Apocalypse, Band of Blade, or Blades in the Dark, then Band of Blade. So son, son, grandson. Yeah, it's pretty much like the grandson of the Apocalypse World's original RPG book. I get to now play the commander, which the lore keeper role has been taken from me, which was the easiest role of the bunch because I almost never did anything. Now I have to pretend to be in charge of another group of band of goofies. But other than that, that's it for me. As always, thanks guys for letting me play with you, and thanks Lucas for letting me play on the channel. And I will pass it over to the owner.
Oh, not me. Well, I had a good time tonight. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for everybody in the audience, and thank you for the chatter. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike, for running, and the players for playing. Anybody that's out there, consider donating, tipping, supporting us by following or even subbing. That'd be great. Everybody out there, you are an Amazon Prime member. You are. Do you know that you get one free Amazon Twitch Prime sub a month? Yeah, you're right. You didn't know you did. Well, guess what? You can use that right here today to follow Lucasgvariety, and I will thank you. Anyways, so that was my money shout out. Now, just my general thank you very much for coming. And yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays we got shows, got some more stuff lined up. Things might slow a little bit as the holidays come upon us. It always happens, but we always have some stuff coming on. I have more stuff to catch up and get out on YouTube. But that's really about it. I thank you for Day Laughter and who was it? I think Lord Prettybeard for the good conversations right in the chat right at the end. And looks like they are fans of Harukajunko, and at least Day Laughter was saying that and how he's been running it and plan to catch up on the replays. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll be back for Bandit Blades on Thursday. Then we also don't forget the Song of the Bone Kings, which is most every Sunday. Hey, thanks for the sub, Israel. Mike, how do I say his name? Israfilm.
It's Israfelheim.
Israfelheim. After I butchered it 7 times. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. And it all goes back to the channel to help save up for lighting and all kinds of goodies coming up. I lost my train of thought because I didn't expect that to come in. But thank you very much for the conversation and the following. Oh yeah, Song of the Bone Kings from the Chasing Adventure game, which is brand new, coming on Sundays as well. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, stuff going on. And sometimes I stream some video games when there's a little blank spot to fill in. So anyways, we're going to get out of here now. Thank you for stopping by. We will see you next time. Have a good night. God bless and good gaming. Peace, guys. We are out.